In this episode, we'll compare the What You See is What You Get editor components in both WordPress and ProcessWire. WordPress comes bundled with a customized version of TinyMCE by default. TinyMCE is developed by a company known as Moxie Code Systems. This is their homepage here. Like any word processor, you have the ability to easily format text, create lists, and so on. So for example, we can bolden that text and make other changes to it. WordPress also has the capability of styling the text inside of the TinyMCE editor with your own styles. And this guide here from the codex explains how that works, in addition to this guide from the codex, which explains it further. So let's see the TinyMCE editor in action. We're editing a post right now, and as you can see, this is the editor shown here. It has a number of different options, as we saw earlier. And this option here allows you to expose some extra options, which allows you to insert headings, different text colors, indentation, and so forth. Let's paste in some dummy text. And one nice feature about WordPress's admin is that it will transform the box in such a way that the toolbar buttons stay in place while you scroll up and down, which is a nice touch. We also have the ability to enter a distraction-free writing mode. And we can use all the options here to format our text. And the appearance of this text here is using a custom style sheet that comes provided by this theme, 2015. Let's see how that's being included. If we look at the functions.php file of 2015, we can see that this line here brings in a style sheet called editorstyle.css. And that style sheet allows you to set some default styles for the content that you see inside of TinyMCE. There are plugins that exist that will allow you to enable more features of the TinyMCE editor, such as the TinyMCE Advanced plugin shown here. I've gone ahead and already installed it, and as you can see, we now have many more options available in our editor. For example, we have the ability to insert tables, format text as strike-through, superscript, and subscript. Let's demonstrate inserting a table. And we now have a table. This plugin also has some settings that allow us to modify the interface of TinyMCE. As you can see, we can drag and drop buttons into a different position. We can use unused buttons, and so forth. ProcessWire comes with CKEditor, which, like TinyMCE, is also a very well-known and powerful What You See is What You Get editor. This is the homepage of CKEditor. We can see a demo of what it looks like here. It gives you a number of different options, such as the ability to bold text, create lists, and so on. Here's a version of the editor that has many more options. So in ProcessWire, we can edit a page, and if your template has a field which utilizes the CKEditor, you will have the ability to use it like so. And like WordPress, we can configure many of the options. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go to our field section and edit the body field. Let's go to the Input tab. And this section gives us many different options. We can show a specific number of rows. And this field here called CKEditor Toolbar allows us to selectively choose which toolbar items we'd like to add. Let's go ahead and add some extra toolbar items. So I've added the ability to choose a text color and a background color. And these options can be seen inside of CKEditor's documentation. And we have a number of other options, such as the editor mode, whether to use advanced content filtering, whether to use the HTML purifier, and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and choose not to convert div tags to paragraph tags. And I will leave empty paragraphs. And like WordPress, we can also use a custom style sheet inside of our editor. For the purposes of this screencast, I'll go ahead and bring in the Bootstrap style sheet. Normally, you'd probably want to use a style sheet that's within your site CSS files. And you have the option to include other plugins that CKEditor provides, which can be done here. So let's save our changes. And then let's go ahead and edit the homepage again to see how that looks. And so we now have the ability to choose different colors, and the appearance of the text here is based off of the Bootstrap style sheet. And there's many other options that are available similarly to CKEditor.